folks, and welcome back to the channel. I'm CRKB and it's so good to be back doing my videos again. It has been 2 weeks of pure and utter hatred towards myself because I haven't been uploading. However, due to work and also equipment issues, I've had to postpone uploads. That was my own call due to obviously camera malfunctions and software malfunctions. Everything just went wrong for me the last couple of weeks. Finally though, I have everything back to normal-ish. At the minute the software is still a wee bit laggy, so uploads are very much longer to do and taking up a lot of time as well. But I'm back and I'm so happy about it. And that's why I'm bringing you today's episode. Crap news number 5. Thank you to everyone who has watched Crap News episodes 1 through 4 and the Let's Talk video. It is so good to see such good responses to the videos. 500 plus views between all the videos. To me, yes, people may be like, oh, that's not a lot. That's not the point for me. I am doing this here to have a little bit of fun, make people laugh, have a bit of crack, you know. It's just, that's what it is. New styling of videos will be coming out not just on this channel but over on my main channel, which will be linked down below. I haven't been on my gaming channel. I haven't uploaded that channel in about a year. I was playing Warzone for a while, but I'm going to be moving back into my gaming channel, and also I'll be streaming again on Twitch. So yeah, I'm steamrolling through a lot of things. But to everyone who has supported me, big massive thank you. It has been so good. The people who supported me the last couple of weeks while I've been in a wee bit of a rut trying to get things sorted, thank you. And to the people who came up to me whenever I'm working or up in the street and said to me how much they're enjoying the new videos and how much they're enjoying the past videos as well, thank you. I'm getting good responses. It's great. It's what I want, and it's so good to see, because I'm a very humble person, but for me this is a very big thing, and I'm enjoying doing this here, and it's so good that people are seeing the comedy element in this here. So again, thank you. Now, before I get into the articles and the funny stories, all links down below for each article and the stats that I have for my mainline topic today will all be down below. Everything's there. The link to my main channel also will be there. If you are interested, please go hitting that subscribe button, hit the like button. It's 2 seconds. If you don't like the content, unsubscribe. I don't mind. I'm doing this here for people who just want to have a bit of a laugh and rip the piss out of some fucking really ridiculous articles. So, let's just cover one last thing. I have been asked several questions about all this crap in front of me. Now, I have a mad obsession with pop vinyls. Star Wars only. I'm a big Star Wars fan. It's always been the way. Yes, I am also a Sidemen fan. Sidemen t-shirt, Sidemen KSI album. I'm very much into them as YouTubers and as gamers, because that's whenever I first started watching them, was whenever I was starting out gaming. So, another hint for what's coming on the gaming channel is also down below in front of me. I hope nobody really judges me on how I do this here video. It'll be up in the next couple of days. Don't judge. I've never done this before. I've watched videos of people doing this here. I'm kind of stealing it, but it works. But it's an interesting video. I hope you enjoy it. But for today, these are here for crap news. Let me give you crap news. So, the first video of, well, what comes as the start of school is going to be nothing school related, but in a way can be related to school relations. Now, the first topic of today is an article published called The Sound of Music. I've just butchered one of my favourite movies and musicals by saying that, so I apologise to any of my past acting friends or directors or even just musical enthusiasts. because this article was a load of crap. So I thought I'd enjoy it and throw it on in there. So, why is it called The Sound of Music? Well, what happened in Switzerland is cows were up in the Alpines living, and then the farmers took them down. But they did not take them down naturally. They took them down like this and like this in a harness. So these cows were harnessed on the Alpines and brought down to the ground. Now you may think, oh, they're doing a nice thing. Well, we don't actually know. We don't know what those cows are for, or if there was a herd or cattle. I can't remember the terminology for that. But these cows were taken down from the Alpines using a mesh harness, brought them down, and they were put into trailers. Now, it sort of throws that whole flying pig thing out the window and brings flying cows in. So I think that's quite interesting. Other than that, Sound of Music, I don't know how they came up with that title. Maybe there's something I'm missing in the article. If you find it down below, don't be afraid just to let me know. I'm not too sure why they called it The Sound of Music, but we obviously now have that whole thing with, in regards to Tesco, McDonald's, Burger King, that you can trace where the meat came from. Now, if I am going to ever buy meat, I'm probably going to do this now, because I want to know if one of the cows I'm ever going to have as a quarter pounder was one of those flying cows. I want to know if that flying cow is the burger I am eating, because that would be fucking awesome. Just be like, from farm to plate, no! From mountain to flying to plate. That's what I want to read. That's how I want to see it, because that would be fucking brilliant. I don't understand why they do this, but it'd be fucking class to see that one. I'll tell you that much. But, good thing is, the cows are down in the ground, they're in trailers, and fuck knows where they're going. So, moo moo, motherfucker. I've never found something so funny just by saying the name. Wally the Walrus. Wally the Walrus is a walrus that has travelled from Spain to France to the UK and now has made his home in Ireland on a motorboat. Wally is just a walrus wanting to swim, get on a boat, and then not have to swim. It seems to be so funny that a walrus has caused so much hype in the news. It's like Harambe all over again. But we all loved Harambe. But the fact that we have Wally the Walrus just makes life that a little bit better and a little bit more funny. Because Wally has just travelled, and now he's just sitting there just going, nah, I just want to take up a boat and I want to sit down for a while. Now, to God help any motherfucker who's going to try and take him off that motorboat. Because if nobody here has watched David Attenborough on his whole planet thing, you should see how walruses fight. These motherfuckers got tusks. They fight by biting each other. Now, fair enough, they've got these things that they slap with. It's kind of like watching those two posh girls slapping each other. But them motherfuckers got teeth. They're like big ass fish vampires. They just chunk into you. Them things are knives, man. They are scary motherfuckers. So anyone who wants to try and take on a walrus, God help you. And if it's there, hypothetically, if I own that boat belongs to Wally. I'm sorry, I ain't taking that boat again. Wally has claimed that as his own. It is no longer my boat. I'm not taking anything to do with it. Sign it over to Wally. Let his wee flipper hit that there thing, and that's it signed. I ain't fighting with no fish about a motorboat. That's mental. I think it's just funny because it's just called Wally the Walrus. Fair enough. So, the next article that I'm covering is 30% increase in pasta. Now, people will be wondering why the fuck I'm talking about pasta. Well, there's a 30% increase in price of pasta. I believe this is only going to be registered towards restaurants. I don't think it'll register towards supermarkets. I think supermarkets still just have a gap of pasta rather than, saying they're going to increase the prices. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that there. What I am sure of is why the issue is actually arising, which is because in Europe and America, as we've all seen, in the past couple of weeks, there's been torrential rain and then a heat wave, and then back and forth, back and forth. Now, in America, there's been a mad heat wave, especially in Canada as well. Massive heat wave that has wiped out the whole, well, not wiped out, I would say it's sort of limited the amount of growth they've had for stuff to create pasta. And it's the same in Europe. Europe has been swamped with bad weather, rain, heavy rainfall, and God knows what else. And it has also stumped their growth of products to create pasta. Now, that's just the facts that it is. But restaurants are now, or either restaurants and retail markets, I'm not too sure, are going to be increasing the price of pasta by 30%. Now, I don't know if that's going to apply to retail, because obviously if you walk into Tesco, you walk into Eurospar or Asda or Sainsbury's, you can usually get their own brand pasta for like 40p. I don't really see the point in increasing that by 30%. I can't really see how the cost will sort of affect that there. But how I will see it is that the demand is going to be higher, but there's not going to be the stock to meet the demand. Supply, demand, all that crap, but that's a business terminology. Why am I talking about pasta for? Now, I'm talking about pasta and the fact that it's such an issue because people are freaking out that pasta is going up in price. Mario and fucking Luigi do not give a shit. We have so much food, we don't have to eat, we don't eat pasta on a daily basis. If you do, God help your arse. That is terrible. That's bad. Bad nutrition if you do that to yourself. But, why am I talking about this here? Now, the reason why, because this falls very much into my mainline topic today, which is, if you haven't already guessed, starvation on a global scale. Not just third world, but second and first world. Now, in the UK, we're quite content. We have soup kitchens, we have food halls and stuff like that there for homeless people, for people who are hungry to go and get food without having to pay for it if they don't have the money to pay for it. But, like the third world countries, like Africa, India, Indonesia, they don't have them support networks. They don't have, well, they might have some, but they don't have a lot. They don't have a lot to do in regards getting food. Now, why am I talking about starvation? Well, in my past videos I've talked about death quite frequently. Now, in regards to starvation, 9 million people a year will die of hunger or hunger-related diseases. To put that into context, that is AIDS, malaria, tuberculosis, and HIV combined, all their deaths compared to the deaths from hunger and hunger-related diseases, all four of them combined don't even reach the 9 million. Now, I don't know too much about each of those separately, but if anyone does, you'll know that that is a massive, massive difference. Because that is a scary, scary number to look at. 9 million people will die a year because of that. And let's be honest, that's not even the kicker of this. The kicker is that every 10 seconds a child dies of hunger. Every 10 motherfucking seconds. Now look at yourself in the mirror and think what food you threw out just last week or yesterday. Fair play to anyone who hasn't. Fair play. But you can't tell me you haven't let food go out of date. That you haven't ate the crust on your pizza or the crust on your toast or your bread and threw it out. You can't, because everyone does it. Even if you're on a you're going to get a chippy for your dinner, you might leave something out. You might go, I don't want the peas. A child in Africa or India or Indonesia would love just to have 3 of those. Probably even just 1 as well. Because it's food, it's nutrition for them. Now, as I said about the last part, the 10 seconds every child dies of hunger. Well, poor nutrition and hunger has caused 3.1 million children to die. And over half of them kids were under the age of 5. Who could sleep at night knowing that? Who could go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning after demolishing a Rustler's burger or having a packet of crisps knowing that 3.1 million children have died because of it's not even their fault. Children on the age of 5 go to their parents for help. And this is, again, not even just in the likes of Africa, India and Indonesia and all other third world countries. This is in a street right across the road from you, right next door to you, in a city down the road from you. This is going on everywhere. And it is so heartbreaking to actually talk about this here, because not a lot of people will give a shit, because they don't even notice it until it's too fucking late. Now, I said about going to bed. 1 in 9 people go to bed hungry. That's 1 in 9 people tonight will go to bed hungry. Again, a global issue, not just in third world countries, but in first world countries. That would break my heart knowing that someone I know is going to bed hungry, and I could do something about that there. I could lend them a tenner, give them that money to go get food. This is where donations, the likes of UNICEF, Feeding America, and Action Against Hunger all come into play. Again, links down below. Go have a look at the 30 organisations that help fight against world hunger. We live in the 21st century, folks, and the biggest killer in the world is starvation. We see it on our TVs every fucking day. Ads about kids dying or drinking dirty water. We see it on YouTube. We see it on Facebook, Instagram. Do I have to keep going? Because we see it so fucking often. At Christmas time, we see it all the time. Because the Samaritans are doing so much to help people who are homeless get cover and get food. Then, we also have 822 million people suffering from undernourishment. That's fucking crazy that we still live in this world where this is a big issue. We're in the 21st century where we have skyscrapers, we have planes, and we can grow food at a fucking mad rate. And still, we don't even help feed the people who need it. And yes, people will argue, well, some people don't ask for help. Exactly. Some people don't want to ask for help because they feel like they're a burden. You have to make sure you make someone feel like they're not a burden. It's a whole part of our human anatomy to be showing emotion, to show empathy towards people, because that's who we fucking are. I live in Northern Ireland, where in Ireland, a couple fucking, maybe, I can't remember how many years ago it was, there was a famine. Thousands upon thousands of people died. Other thousands of people relocated to America, to Australia, to England. Maybe not England, but definitely America and Australia. God help anyone who emigrated to England. But that's what happens. I learned about the famine in first year. It was crazy. The fact that the main source of food was potatoes. And yes, the Irish love our tato. We love tato. Fuck your walkers. I've got tato outside. But that was such a bad time in Irish history where the famine nearly wiped out an entire country. And it could have done so, but thankfully it didn't. Now now I look at it, it's a very first world issue nowadays, but back then it was a third world issue, and we don't look at it the likes of the way or the way Africa or India or Indonesia look at it, or other third world countries. Again, it's such a big thing, because I'm going to tell you this here: a third of all food made for human consumption either gets wasted or lost. Now, I work in retail. We waste food on a daily basis. We waste food. And it's so heartbreaking, because that food can go to people who need it. But again, this is hold down that supply and demand thing. We get so much food, but we don't use it. And then it gets wasted. It goes out of date and it goes bad. And you can't give that to someone who's hungry, because food poisoning, it can cause death. So, if you're going to sit tonight and think, what can I do? You go down below into my description and you go and click on the 30 organisations that are set up to help fight and combat world hunger. And you donate some money. Or you find cans of soup, cans of whatever you have, stuff with a long date on it, and you bring it to a food bank. Mr. Beast done videos on this here ages ago, and he has helped so many people. The man is a legend in regards to this here. And yes, I may be tooting his horn a bit there, but at the same time, I'm covering a bit on what we need to do as a people. He just done a video on him helping food banks. I'm doing a video on making people aware of why he done that there, because it's such a fucking issue in this world today. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to let it sink in, and people will probably want to watch this video again for the stats. All stats again are down below, again with all the other links for all the other articles in this video, such as pasta, Wally, and of course flying cows. So on that note, thank you very much for watching. It's been great being back. I hope you enjoyed this video today. It's a very meaningful video, very heartbreaking video, but more importantly, it's a video that means so much to so many. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.